Hello, and welcome to my live call. And I want to welcome everybody from Periscope, from DLive, from Facebook, and Twitter. I just want to thank you for being on this live call with me. And if this is your very first time being on, be sure to say hi. And if you have any questions, please comment in the comment section and I will be more than happy to answer those questions to the best of my ability. Second, if you're here on the replay or later on when you get on the replay, still say hi and comment below, ask your questions, and I'll be, like I said, I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you as best as I can. So today we are going to be discussing about PCOS. So PCOS, causes a lot of women to have infertility issues, obesity, high blood sugars, all the stuff that's associated with PCOS. So we're going to be discussing how. First, we're going to discuss what it is, how it's typically treated, and then I'll give you some ideas of how you can best get pregnant. And from my experience, from what I have offered and helped other people with, and what I have seen personally. So I want to share that with you because I think you will find it to be a very helpful topic to all of you. So let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, if you find this to be very beneficial, go ahead and share this live video with your friends and family. Replay also, share it with others, and so we will go ahead and get started right now. So what is PCOS? So PCOS is known as polycystic ovary syndrome. Now, polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS, is a disorder that is caused by a hormonal imbalance that is affecting approximately 1 in 10 women. And it's especially troublesome for the married couples because if you're trying to conceive, then it becomes very difficult to get pregnant. So in some cases, a pregnancy never happens, so there's never a baby that is conceived. Other times, to conceive, it can take a year, it could take more than a year, it could take a very long time. So, which is very sad for a lot of people because you get married, you're excited to have a family, and then you go through the trouble of trying to conceive, but yet you're left with disappointment after disappointment after disappointment every single month that you're hoping that I've finally conceived. And I've been through this myself, so I know the agony that you go through as a father, the agony that you go through just waiting to hear the great news that your wife is pregnant and you're about to have a daughter or son. And these are some great moments when that news finally comes, even for the fathers. So basically, what happens is PCOS is characterized by irregular menstrual periods. So you might have menses 1 month, but then it might skip a month or it might skip 2 months, and then you have it again. And so this is ultimately what causes the infertility. And PCOS is basically small fluid-like sacs. They're cysts that gets located on the ovaries. And what happens is when this happens, it sort of begins to affect how the egg is being released from the ovary. So that's why it's called PCOS, because it's it's causing that infertility. That's how infertility begins. So it's also characterized, PCOS is also characterized by a high amount of androgens. So if you know a lot about what androgens are, androgens sort of helps control the male traits, the male hormones, that kind of thing. So when a female has too much production of androgen hormone, then they begin to take on more, some like they get more hair, that kind of thing. And then what also happens is it begins to shut down the ovaries. And so because it's shutting down the ovaries, then it's not releasing the egg uh, in order to be able to have that opportunity for conception. Another thing that is really characterized by PCOS is the higher than normal uh, glucose levels. Or I should say, the higher than normal levels of insulin that is in the body. So this basically what happens. There's an insulin resistance that takes place, and so you have a higher chance of being a diabetic, or becoming a diabetic because of this, because you have an insulin resistance. And also, this is more or less seen in people who become overweight because of the PCOS, or they are become morbidly obese, or they're having unhealthy eating habits, and or it's because they're not getting enough physical activity. So I've seen this with a lot of my friends, uh, that they have the PCOS, and they have, uh, for whatever reason, they are just not able to get rid of the PCOS, even though they are taking the types of treatments that are required for this kind of, to help manage this kind of syndrome. So yeah, Jennifer, a lot of people do struggle with it for sure, and I'm sure almost every woman has had some form of PCOS issue, whether it be very minor or quite a bit. So, how is PCOS typically treated in women? Because obviously, if you're trying to conceive, you're wanting to get the best treatment possible for that PCOS. So typically, it's going to be treated with having a healthy diet. Of course, if you're overweight, to lose the weight. If you're not getting enough physical activity, you want to have more physical activity so that you can lower the precedence of to lower the precedence of that PCOS within the body, and helps to control the hormones better. So you have the birth control, which does that, and it helps control and regulate hormones, and so it helps also to make the menses more regular. But the birth control is mainly for people who are not wanting to get pregnant at that very moment, so they will take the birth control, and so they have the PCOS, but yeah, it's treating these symptoms. So, but if you're wanting to get pregnant, then typically what they'll do is they'll give you typically a combination of drugs. They'll give you the Clomid, or might give you the Femara, or they might give you metformin. A lot of people know what metformin is. That's uh, a diabetes medicine that also has multiple purposes. And they might give you gonadotropins, or something that's anti-androgen level, that will help you decrease those levels and help to make your menses more regular, to help you to help you release the egg, and to help you more likely to conceive if the egg was to certainly be pierced by the sperm and then able to connect to the wall. So other ways that people really how they treat their PCOS is actually with supplementation as well. Whether that supplementation is glutamine or some other type of supplementation, they were treated naturally that way as well. But typically, with someone who's going to treat it naturally, they're typically not going to take the birth controls or anything like that. They'll just be taking, they'll just have a healthy diet, and they'll also take certain supplements to help improve their opportunity to have to get pregnant. So I want to take this time that, if you get the opportunity, go to my blog at chadallen.net. It's in the section above you, above the video. But if not, CHADALLAN.net, and you can see my article that I did about PCOS, and then just have to click on the blog post, and then I have a full article on that, and also this live video will be posted there as well. And also, if you want to get my Ultimate Health Survivor Guide, you go to chadallen.net as well, and you can click the banner there, or you go to chadallen.net/freebie, FREEBIE. Okay, so let's continue. So there is hope for people who have PCOS. It's not like that there's no chance of getting pregnant. Even if you take the regular type of treatments that the doctor gives you, whether it be the Clomid or whatever it is that they give you, there's still an opportunity for you to get pregnant. Now, obviously, the more severe the PCOS, the more difficult and longer it's going to take for you to get pregnant, because it takes a while for those medications to really take effect. So the more severe, the longer it takes. The less severe, the lesser it takes, and the greater chance of you actually getting pregnant. I know many people who've gotten pregnant just by taking the medication treatment that the doctor gives, and I know many women that have never gotten pregnant because of the PCOS. So it really depends on your body and what the PCOS is. Now, I want to share a couple of testimonials that I know of personally. People have actually helped with by helping them by sharing with them how to have a healthy diet, and also how they can take supplementation such as glutamine and immune messengers to help to decrease the fluid-filled sacs or on the ovary, but also to help increase the production of the eggs and all the hormones that needs to be for you to get pregnant. So there was a teacher in the Philippines that it took them more than 2 years to actually get pregnant. They never got pregnant. Everything they tried. They even they were about to go for the IVF, which is a way to get pregnant without actually having intercourse. And so during this whole time, this teacher was living in the Philippines, and for about 2 years, they really tried hard to get pregnant. They did everything. They did the Clomid. They did. You name it, they did. They ate healthy, everything. But for some reason, their body was not accepting them to get pregnant. So they had the husband's sperm check, nothing. He was okay. Of course, the mother, the female, of course, she had PCOS. So, but it just didn't seem like anything was shrinking. The fluid sacs were not shrinking. It was still affecting them in every way. So what we told them was that perhaps they could try, but was not guaranteed, because everybody is different and nothing is ever guaranteed. So we just suggested perhaps you could try taking our glutamine product and also our immune messengers, because immune messengers are well known to help reduce cysts that are in the body, and they're also known to help fight off any disease because of how they transfer immunity from one cell to another. It's like they're educating one another. And also the glutamine is like an antioxidant, so it's going to help bind those free radicals and then push them out. But also, glutamine is very well known for it's very well known as an anti-inflammatory. So if you have the fluid sacs, then obviously you know that it will reduce that as well because of the inflammation. Now, if PCOS is an inflammatory condition as well, then it reduces it. So this person took this particular regimen that we suggested they take, and so they worked with their doctor on it as well. And from my understanding, after they did not get pregnant on the first month, but it was on the second month that they were pregnant. So, and it wasn't just her, the female that was taking it was also the husband that was taking. The husband was taking the same thing as the wife was taking, and then by month 2, they were already conceived and on their way to having a baby. I believe they had a baby boy. So I know this because also my wife worked closely with this teacher. She's not a teacher, but she worked closely with this teacher as well. The second testimonial that I have it comes from someone who I've known for quite a long time, and they spent, my goodness, it must have been, I think it was like 4 or 5 years trying to get pregnant, and they could never get pregnant. And we offer the immune messengers and the glutamine, and lo and behold, they get pregnant. For them, it took about, I believe it was like 4 months, 4 or 5 months it took them to get pregnant, but they eventually got pregnant. And basically, what happens is there's like these very large plugs, like multiple plugs that come out during the menses, and they're sort of irregular for a month or two, and then all of a sudden everything's normal again, and then like the following month after that is when they actually got pregnant, which I found to be very, very interesting. And if you know anything about immune messengers or glutamine, then I believe you would understand why that happened. So, of course, they both were taking the Clomid. They're both taking these type of things as well. And so, why does it help? So, as I explained already, because if you understand the power of immune messengers, then you know that immune messengers transfers immunity from one source to another. So if you imagine the concept of vaccination, when you get vaccinated, the concept there is that that it uses the antibodies from a virus or a bacteria, and it injects it into the body in order to have an immune response, so that the immune system can learn about that particular virus and bacteria, and then if it were to come back again, it will know, oh, this is it, and it can kill it before you begin to have symptoms. Well, immune messengers are the exact same thing, except it's on a natural level, where your body already has this immune messenger. So you're increasing the immune messengers in the natural killer cells by up to 400%. And so when you're doing that, it's giving the body an optimal level of killing and defeating anything that is taking place within the body. So that is why a lot of people begin to get healthier as they are taking immune messengers. Whether they have whatever condition that they're having, they tend to get better. But again, everybody's different, so it's not always. You just gotta. Everybody's different, and some people take longer, some people take less, and so that's the immune message. Glutamine, on the other hand, it acts as an anti-inflammatory. So if it's an anti-inflammatory and antioxidant, now you can imagine if there's inflammation taking place. So think of like a steroid, where a steroid is going to reduce inflammation in order for the immune system to be able to get in there and attack and and begin the process of healing. So if you are not able to get rid of the inflammation, because PCOS, and according to some studies, is really because of there is a high incidence of inflammation taking place, which makes sense because you have a lot of fluids filled sacs on an area that is not particularly uh, uh, it's not going it's going to inflame the ovary. So glutamine is going to help bring down the inflammation, and then it's going to get rid of the free radicals, and then that way it allows, like, first say, like the immune messengers, the body, the immune system, to go in there and begin to heal the ovaries and get rid of the fluid sacs that are there, so that your ovaries can work more properly. And this is really the basic concept of immune messengers and glutamine as well. But again, you have to have a good diet. You got to be able to eat well. You got to be able to do all the right stuff, because if you don't, then it becomes a moot point all over. So again, if you want, you can check out more on my website at chadallen.net, CHADALLAN.net, and you can go to blog. You can check out the article there. If you want my free Ultimate Health Survival Guide, you can check that out as well at CHADALLAN.net/freebie, FREEBIE, and you can check it out there as well. Also, also, if you want to know what product we use to help people, feel free to message me. You can PM me if you want. You can actually call me. My phone number is on the website, so you can call me there as well. So I really thank you for taking the time to be on the live video call with me today. I hope you learned a lot today, and if you got value out of today's live video, please share it with your friends and family. And I want to take this opportunity to say, come back on Friday or Wednesday, and also Friday. I'm here at 8 p.m. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Wednesday will be about Weight Loss Wednesday. Friday would be more of a current event type thing, talking about current type stuff, but also how you can be helped with your overall health. Whereas Monday is more like having a healthy tips. And so I'm glad that I got the opportunity to share with you about better ways to get pregnant and share a testimonial with you as well. I thank you so much. You take care. All right. Bye-bye. Have fun.